a lot of plants you see in the Nigerian garden were brought in by colonial people, expatriates. They're not native to the sense that you won't find them in the African bush. But this is one that you find.
Oh, so this is native to Nigeria.
Yes,
what is it called?
Ashanti blood.
Ashanti blood.
It's all over West Africa in the bush.
Oh, okay.
It's the same family as.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mimi.
Right, so can you introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do?
Well, my name is Adedotun Adekile.
Yeah.
And what do? I studied geology in the university.
Yeah.
And I did a master's in water and environmental management.
Wow.
And I spent most of my working life working in the water industry, working in several parts of Africa.
Yeah.
But mostly now I do less traveling. I still do some consultancy.
Yeah.
I spend most of the time gardening,
Yeah.
organizing my art, writing books on
Yeah.
gardening, writing books on geology. That's mostly what I do now.
Wow.
I have a farm. I still go to the farm once in a
Wow.
while. And that's how I keep busy.
Okay. And where did this love for art and plants and all these things come from?
I don't know. I think with me, because it also runs through my brothers and my sisters are the same. And I used to tell people that when we were growing up, my father was a very keen gardener. He died when I was 10 years old. But my memory of him was of a man carrying plants. And I used to tell them that we had a lawnmower in our house before we had a fridge or a television. I don't know whether that's the order of priority or whether because we lived in a remote area and there was no electricity. So, anyway, so it's been around.
Okay.
My brother too is a keen artist, a keen collector. I don't know. I mean, at school, I didn't pay much attention to art. So because I thought to be an artist, you have to be able to draw.
Yeah.
And I couldn't draw.
Yeah.
But I used to be fascinated by the works of my friends around me.
Yeah.
And I used to wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the way, that's how it all started.
So have you been collecting art like since forever? Or when did you start to consciously collect?
Well, I've always, I mean, if I knew there was an art exhibition, I would go, even if I couldn't afford to buy anything.
Just to see.
Just to see. And over the years, I always gone to museums and to see. But since I started working, I started earning money. I've always bought a piece of art or some plant or just, I've kept the interest going since.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just collect them over the years. It's not like you buy a lot at the same time.
Oh no! I just buy maybe one in a year, maybe two. I always, my wife says, she never knows when I've been paid, but when she sees a book by my side, and she sees a plant in the garden, she starts suspecting this man has some money. when I want to feel like I have some extra money, I go see what I can buy.
And I see that you have a lot of pictures. So you're like a self-made photographer.
Yes. And wherever I go, I take a picture.
Yeah.
I try to bring something back home. If I cannot buy a book, if I cannot buy art, at least I can bring a photograph.
You can bring a memory. Oh, that's nice. And concerning your plants and planting, did you just learn this on your own?
Yeah, I think it's just trial and error and reading books. I mean, it's not as if I had any formal training in horticulture. No.
Because your garden is lush and it's just so beautiful that somebody would think that you were trained in this.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's just personal interest and reading and discussing with other people and learning as I went along. Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody like me who's young, but I'm interested in art, but I mean I can't afford hundreds of thousands of naira of art, how would I start my art collection?
Well, I think first, my attitude to art is that in fact people like us shouldn't buy art.
Okay.
We could buy art just to decorate our homes.
Okay.
The government should invest money in art.
Really?
And there should be museums where people can just go and enjoy and learn and see the creativity, appreciate the creativity.
Okay.
I mean, the old days, the carvers in the Benin Kingdom, they worked solely for the king.
Okay.
All
that art was not for people.
It was not for people. They couldn't even afford it.
Yeah.
Now, thank God, there are prints, there are reprints, there are cheap. There are cheap ways in which you can buy art and just buy cheaply.
Yeah.
Some people have money. They buy as investment.
Okay.
You buy a piece of art. I bought a piece of art for about 80,000 naira. Our old friend Tayo Koi in Kaduna, he sold me a piece of art for 80,000 naira. Actually, at the time he told me it was worth 100,000.
Wow. This is one of his original
pieces? Yes. There was a time he was short of money and said to come and buy something. Just buy something. So I bought this piece for 80,000. So don't tell anybody that it was. About 2 years after 3 years, I came back to him. He wanted to buy it back for 400,000.
Wow.
But if I was broke, I would have sold it. But thank God at that time I was a bit solvent. so I didn't sell it to him.
Yeah.
Recently, I came back to Ibadan. It was valued for 2 million naira.
Wow.
Yes,
That's very
yes. And
interesting.
sometimes I paid 80,000. Maybe it was worth 400,000.
Mm.
So some people buy like that as an investment. But I just buy what I enjoy. Because if you start buying as investment, what if it doesn't bear off?
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
So just enjoy it.
Yeah, I just buy what I enjoy.
Like,
Some things they are just,
Speaks
it's
to
to
you.
you. There's just a connection,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I'll show you a piece of stonework in the house.
Okay.
I saw it from a distance about. There were hundreds of stonework carvings. This was in Zimbabwe, and I was in a taxi, and we were peeping. My friend said, my colleague said, let's stop and look at that. And I saw this piece right from the taxi, and I just called the cab. I said, how much is this? He said, just what you bargained, and I called. And then we came to an agreement. I paid, and I went back to the taxi. I said, this one, I'm going back to Nigeria.
Wow.
There are hundreds, but this is just
Yeah,
just a
there's
connection.
Wow. Okay, so I think it's time for you to take us around and let's see all your beautiful plants and artwork.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Gardening is my own piece of art.
Abby?
Recycled work made from discarded materials, and by Musa. We call him Musa Art. I never met him.
Okay.
I always try to meet the artists that buy their works. And
Yeah.
to
So where did you get that from?
It was, there's a gallery in Ibadan here, Adedotun Adekile
Okay.
gallery, and I bought it. And the second time I went to buy this again.
And is it by the same artist?
By the same artist, yes,
Wow.
Musa Art. I think this is a termite. That's the housefly.
Wow.
And this is my own photography. Picture from our old house when we used to live in Kaduna. And this was done by my brother, Adekile.
Wow.
Just a spider web.
Interesting.
Let's try to organize things in symmetrical forms.
Yeah.
There's always the center points and then spread out from there. Oh, that's a nice shot. Thank you for you.
Yeah. Can you tell me about this plant that's growing up on
Oh,
the...
that's philodendron. Yes, it's a climber, and you can see the way it's woven its roots, its area roots around that to support itself. You think somebody actually deliberately tied?
So it just happened
It
naturally?
just happened naturally.
Wow.
Roses, but they don't seem to do very well in Ibadan.
Okay.
When we were in Kaduna, they used to grow very nice roses.
This is a lovely...
Yes.
Desert
the
formation.
Amethyst, rose quartz. One Rasta boy came here and he said, it's like we feel a lot of positive energy in this house. And he said, who's your master? I said, what do you mean master? He said, who taught you all this? I said, nobody. He said, you mean nobody taught you this? I said, then you are deeper than I thought. I said, but you mean you don't have a guru? I said, guru. Oh, I said, no, I don't have a guru. Oh, he said, but you put amethyst there, you put jasmine opposite it. I said, that's a lot of energy.
Oh my goodness.
It's in bloom like that.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, Lagestroemia.
So do you spend a lot of time outdoors, seeing that you have a very beautiful garden?
Oh yes, I live in the garden.
You
I
live
just
in the
house.
garden?
This is Ashanti blood. A lot of plants you see in the Nigerian garden were brought in by colonial people, expatriates. They are not native to Africa in the sense that you won't find them in the African bush. But this is one that you find.
Oh, so this is native to Nigeria.
Yes,
What is it called?
Ashanti blood.
Ashanti blood.
It's all over West Africa in the bush.
Oh, okay.
It's in the same family as the Queen of the Philippines, Musa India.
Wow.
But I said, well, this is ours. So I like this.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
So I hear that you're writing a book
Yes.
on
Gardening.
gardening in Nigeria.
Yes.
So in that book, will we learn more about native Nigerian?
Well, each time, because I actually concentrated on the plants in this garden.
Okay.
200 plants in this garden.
200?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
200 species in
Wow,
this garden.
okay.
So each time, a native plant comes up, I try to highlight that this is, and even the ones I know, the Yoruba names. I try to
Okay.
I have like some cactus. Where is this? This cactus. This one here. This is the one the Yorubas call Oro Abebe.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So is this a native Nigerian plant as well?
Well, if there's a Yoruba name for it,
Yeah.
I suspect
It's safe to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And what is this book called? Or are we still working on the title?
No, it's gardening in Nigeria.
Gardening in Nigeria.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Because most of the books you see that are available on gardening, they are Western. They are written by Western authors
Yes.
for Western audience
Yes.
readers. So the they are not really relevant.
Yeah.
And then the same thing, you go on the internet. Most of what you get on the internet, they talk about fall. You have to do this in winter.
In winter,
you have to
yes.
do this. It's not
Whereas
relevant.
it's not relevant to our
Yeah,
seasons.
no.
Yeah.
Even the plants are not. Most of the plants we discuss are not. Yeah.
So we're going to be learning about how to garden for our own weather and our own climate and
context,
all that. Okay, for our own context. That's
Tropical
good.
context.
And when do we expect to have this book out?
I don't know. Publishing it takes it's quite a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it will be out this year.
Okay.
Whatever we do.
We'll be looking forward to it. And maybe it will help people like us who don't have a natural green thumb.
That's the whole idea. That if you see the process, the people like how do I go? This is another one that is native to Nigeria.
Okay.
They call it. Some people call it snake plant. Some people call it.
Yeah, I know it as mother-in-law's tongue. Yeah.
I think it's a bit cheeky when your mother-in-law is around. So I prefer to call it snake plant.
Okay. But it's also one of our native plants.
Yes.
Okay.
It has a very insignificant flower, but with a beautiful aroma. Yeah. There was one Christmas I just suddenly felt something was smelling beautiful every night, and I was surprised that it was this plant that I had always treated with disdain. I never bothered.
Yeah.
You don't water. It doesn't need water. It doesn't need fertilization. It doesn't need,
Yeah. Well, I'm actually quite excited for the book because I can see how, with the knowledge of context-specific gardening and native plants, somebody can decide to create a garden of just native African or native Nigerian plants.
Yes.
So that's going to be very interesting.
People have things, Linneaus was trying to, there are plants which open. I don't have one. There are plants which open at specific times. Like this one opens at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Which one? This yellow one.
Okay.
That's no time outside. It opens at 9 o'clock. It closes at 2 o'clock.
Wow.
And then there's another one over there which you call the 4 o'clock plant. It opens at 4 p.m. It closes at 7 the following morning. Linneaus was trying to make a time clock. Clock with
based on the plants.
So when you see one open,
you know what time it is. That's funny.
This plant I've had forever. It was in my house in Kaduna, in Bauchi, in 1987.
Really?
I carried it to Kaduna and I brought it to Ibadan.
Wow. What's it called?
It's Dracena.
Dracena.
Dracena fructosa, something like that.
Well, we need to respect Dracena.
That's another Abebe, the cactus, the opuntia in English. All of these plants are, they are salvaged. All that crotin, this crotin here, it used to line all over here, but termites ate most of it.
Oh dear.
This very beautiful lining all this walk. And when we came to Ibadan, I was driving past a house by gas, and I saw this man he had pruned his crotin and he had a heap of them outside. And I stopped. I said, "Please,
can I have some?"
He said, "Take on."
Wow.
You are doing me
a favor.
I was wondering how to get rid of them. You had seen it 30 minutes ago.
Morning.
All these flowers will have been folded up.
Oh,
but
really?
it's gradually opening up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they open by what time?
By around 9 o'clock.
Oh wow.
So that's fast.
I was so surprised to see your cactus full of flowers, not just one. Full.
Yes. Now it's closing up. That's why most people don't know. If you had come at 6:30, 7 to be fully open, as the light gets brighter, they close up. And this later on they will form fruits. And the fruits are very edible.
Are they edible?
Oh yes.
Really?
Well, they call this Peruvian apple. In Peru, they actually grow it commercially for the fruit. I always say Ibadan is the terminus of termites. They're everywhere.
Really?
So they eat up most of the grass on the lawn, and the dry season I'm replanting it.
So is there anything you can do about it, or you just have to deal with it when it happens?
Well, you can continue to fumigate to kill them chemically. I don't really like doing that.
Because it harms your plants?
It harms the plants, it harms the soil.
Yeah.
So I just do it mechanically, get rid of them, and then actually once it rains they are not very violent because they need they run away
they need a dry area.
Yes. Most professional horticulturists, academic horticulturists, they specialize in one branch of horticulture. They say either fruits or vegetables or ornamentals. But for us who are just hobbyists, it's a mixture of everything.
Okay, so you have fruits here, you have flowers.
It's a lemon tree that is not fruiting at the moment.
But is it quite young?
No, it's been there 8 years or so.
Okay. Wow.
This is the miniature pineapple. Zigzag plants, which I got from a hotel in Abebe when I stayed there. A lot of plants need light, but just as they need water, but the amount of light they require, differs. Because some people, if all the plants here are actually they grow in nature, they grow under other trees.
Okay.
So they grow in the shade. So you try to create that same environment for them to thrive. Put them in the sun, they will get scorched. So that's why.
So you're trying to mimic nature.
Yeah, exactly. If not, so they won't do that. Monstera. Monstera.
I love this plant.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yes. Monstera deliciosa. Your auntie and uncle, they brought this here when they were traveling.
Oh, for you to take care.
To babysit.
So it doesn't die.
Well, this was the most plant I said that woman sold for me for 7,000 naira.
Okay.
So I decided to make my
And
own
now
food.
you're making your own.
It serves the same purpose.
What is this made of?
It's coconut husk.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you have any idea how many plants you have in this house?
To count them individually, no.
Yes.
No.
But you know the number of species.
Well, I did 200 in the book.
Yeah.
But each time I see one that's not captured.
Something new.
Something that was not captured in the book.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be 240
Okay.
different species.
Okay.
220. And I've acquired some again since then.
Since then, okay.
I saw this stone I was driving. I saw this stone that looks like a map of Nigeria, Nepal, a map of Africa.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you stopped and
I
put it.
picked it up. Buy these rose quartz.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, here we are.
Yeah.
Visual art. This Tutu. It was painted in this is a reinterpretation of the original.
Okay.
Some people say it's a copy, but I prefer the interpretation. The original was done by Ben Enwonwun
Okay.
in 1974 after the Nigerian Civil War.
Oh.
He being an Igbo man, this lady, the model was Tutu Adekile, the
Okay.
princess of Ife.
Oh.
So I think he was in Sierra Leone. There was a young girl who said, during the interregnum, we had to flee the country. And I had the word interregnum, and I said, I'm impressed. I was impressed. I said, But then I was talking to another man, and he said, during the interregnum, we had to leave. Then I talked to another, he said, during the interregnum.
So it's like, this is everyday English in Sierra Leone. Next time on Design Discussions, Adedotun Adekile takes us through his impressive art collection, curated over 4 decades. If you click subscribe, you won't miss it.